I am Kaylee Davis. I am the lead singer of Sky Valley Mistress. I am currently not working, either with the band or with my couple of 0-hour contract jobs. Luckily, I am furloughed, so I am not necessarily struggling. And I'm just trying to make sense of the world right now. I definitely saw the community come together when lockdown first came out and when everyone was clapping for the NHS workers and the key workers. And it was, although I think the clapping sort of died a death and I think it should have ended, it was nice at first seeing everyone, come together and be like, if you need anything, let me know, and we were getting in touch with oldies down the road, seeing if they were okay, checking in on people that you might not otherwise do. I saw quite the opposite last week with the Black Lives Matter and everything like that. Mainly on there's a community town Facebook group that people post in and things like that. And there was a protest in Darwin that my friend hosted, and I went along and we all socially distanced, and she wanted to educate people on her experiences in her hometown of racism and just sort of give people a chance to educate themselves. And she wants to make it a monthly turnout, which I think is great. But then on the Facebook group, it was quite the opposite idea. And there was a lot of all lives matter and, you're not thinking about everyone because of the pandemic and things like that, completely ignoring the fact that we were socially distancing or anything like that. And just some really horrible things saying about people that were protesting, about everything that happened, saying that George Floyd was a criminal, or just things that I don't really want to repeat. So that got me very upset, it got me angry, and mainly because I feel like it doesn't affect them. So the community was there when it affected them, and then as soon as it was an issue, that the only thing that threatened them was the fact that people might have been gathering when they shouldn't have been. But the whole protest about what the point of it was did not affect them. And so that was really hard to sort of be like, I'm living amongst people who I'm very angry with at the minute, and where it's very difficult to try and educate people when they don't want to know. And with respect to the fact that I need to learn things myself, I think there'll be a lot of, sadly, I think there will be a lot of places that will have to close. I think the hardest part will be, and for businesses everywhere really, will be when the furlough stops and when everything like that stops. I feel like there's going to be a hole where people are missed out, because things will be open, but it'll be limited to the amount of people that can come. So gigs, you're not going to get a room full of people with like a sold out show that venues might need to get them through the next few months. It's affected my creativity, because I really enjoy being in a room and playing with everybody. And there's nothing else that can compare with that to me. Like, we all know when we've written something that we all like, because you can just read each other's faces. Our album came out on the Friday, and then on the Monday we were in lockdown. So we had something that we meant to do on that Saturday, but we all knew what was coming before it came. So we had tours planned, we had festivals lined up, and that's what we are looking forward to. We are a live band. I think we need to learn that coming at things with animosity or with one view and completely thinking that that's the only way to solve things isn't the answer. I think we really shouldn't trust everything that we read and go for that as the only story. I just think that we can all take accountability to be better people and to to just help create a space where you can admit that you're wrong, and just support each other in everything, even if it's something that you might not necessarily agree with, just to think that someone else could have a valid opinion, instead of being, a lot of first responses to get angry, and I think that's where a lot of problems start in the world. During lockdown, I've been worried about old people, and also my sister works for a deaf charity, and she's been working from home, which is very difficult because there's a lot of older deaf people who don't have FaceTime or don't have Zoom or anything like that, and don't have, their first language is sign language, so to text them isn't a great way of communicating with them either. So there's a real gap in how people can access any sort of help or any sort of friendship. And even coming out of lockdown, if people are wearing face masks, they can't tell what they're saying, they can't read their lips. So there's a complete breakdown that people don't realize is there. It's definitely very scary, and it's difficult to know exactly what the situation is, like at home and on a nationwide and global level, because I sort of don't feel like I can trust the people who are looking after us. And one rule is said, and then it sort of gets changed to another rule to suit others. I've rediscovered my hometown. I've really not spent a lot of time there, and I'm really grateful that there are so many great places that I can get out and walk to and enjoy, with my dogs and with my sister. And there's places that I've never been to before, and I've lived in my house for 4 years now. I'm looking forward to seeing my friends. I'm looking forward to being able to write together with a band. I'm looking forward to being able to play shows. I'm looking forward to be able to go watch live music again, and just all that, just everything that is my community, how I enjoy connecting with people. I think that's the main thing, that you can talk to people, but I feel like there is a loss of connection in not being able to be with them. I think there's a big difference.